For the year 2024, there are those who seem to have been going scot-free with all the wickedness. They will not get off scot-free this time.
This is an important day for France and for Giselle Pellicot, a woman who went on from being a victim to a symbol of strength. We've told you about her story before. Her husband, now former husband, drugged and raped her. Not only did he do it himself, he invited dozens of other men to violate her. Since she was drugged, she did not even realize what was happening to her. This went on for more than a decade. Then the husband was picked up in some other case, and during the police investigation, this sordid tale came out. It turned her world upside down. It shocked the world. The case went to court in September this year, and now the trial is over. Dominique Pellicot, the former husband and one of the worst sex offenders in French history, has been given the maximum punishment, 20 years. 50 other accused men have also been found guilty. What does the verdict say? How did Giselle and her family respond? And can this shocking case change how we talk about sexual violence? Here is a report.
Coming up.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill her sexual desires.
Diddy's downfall.
I believe the indictment is the tip of the iceberg.
From a life of luxury to a New York jail cell.
People in Diddy's inner circle could be turning against him.
So who's next to be named?
They are cutting deals with them to testify.
In music's Me Too moment.
I do think that he will be found guilty.
That's next on 60 Minutes. For the last 2 weeks, Sean Diddy Combs has been getting used to living in a new home, a New York jail cell. The billionaire US rapper is now awaiting trial, accused of serious sex trafficking and racketeering crimes. The federal indictment against Combs reveals graphic details of so-called freak-offs, brutal sex parties he organised and hosted that allegedly left multiple victims severely battered and bruised. Earlier this year, we reported the raids on his mansions that led to the music mogul's current charges. It now seems as if, back then, investigators found much more than they thought they would. For decades, an invite to one of Sean Diddy Combs' infamous parties was a ticket to rub shoulders with Hollywood's elite. The likes of the Kardashians, Jay-Z and Leonardo DiCaprio basked in the music mogul's wealth and power. These days though, A-listers are distancing themselves from Combs and the horrific claims of what really went on after those parties behind closed doors.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel.
12 days ago, federal agents marched Combs out of a Manhattan hotel in handcuffs. Years of rumour were finally legitimised in a grand jury indictment accusing the music heavyweight of sex trafficking and racketeering.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says it has recorded a landmark operation in Lagos uncovering a deadly syndicate of cryptocurrency investment fraud and romance scam. The suspects, amounting to 792 persons, were apprehended at their hideout, a 7-story edifice known as Big Leaf Building on number 7 Oye Jolayemi Street on Victoria Island, Lagos. And that happened last Tuesday. According to the agency's spokesman, Wilson Wajaran, the breakthrough followed actionable intelligence and months of surveillance and monitoring the activities of the syndicate. Among the foreigners arrested are 148 Chinese, 40 Filipinos, 2 Kazakhstans, 1 Pakistani and 1 Indonesian. He added that the building, which would be mistaken for a corporate headquarters of a financial establishment, was found to be used by the foreign nationals to train their Nigerian accomplices on how to initiate romance and investment scams, and also use the identities of Nigerians to perpetrate their criminal activities.
One of the things I saw, since I already started talking about Nigeria, is the fact that he is going to make agriculture her mainstay, but will also make her excel in science and technology, the other areas and spheres of society, but particularly agriculture and science and technology.
Away from that, Nigeria's economy experienced a notable 3.46% year-on-year increase in gross domestic product, GDP, for the third quarter of 2024, as reported by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS. This growth rate marks an improvement over both the 2.54% of recorded in the third quarter of 2023 and the 3.19% growth seen in the second quarter of 2024. The oil sector, along with expansion in non-oil activities, especially in services and agriculture, contributed significantly to this performance. The services sector was a standout, showing a robust 5.19% growth and accumulating for 53.58% of the total GDP. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians of better economic output as the economy continues to expand following the newly released third quarter gross domestic product report by the NBS.
Another citizen flying Nigeria's name high is Eniola Shokunbi, a 12-year-old Nigerian from Connecticut, United States. Eniola designed an air filter to reduce spread of airborne diseases in U.S. schools. The design is targeted at creating low-cost air filters for classrooms. As such, the Connecticut State Bond Commission approved $11.5 million in funding for the design. The air filter design showcases innovation and cost-effectiveness. The unit is constructed using a simple combination of components like a box fan, 4 furnace filters, dot tape, and cardboard. Mayor, let me start with you.
This again is proof that Nigerians are special people. The only problem we have in this country is leadership. If we had the right leadership, we should be ruling the world. Because anywhere you look at, you see that Nigerians are different. That is the truth. In a lot of American universities, you will see that a lot of their students are Nigerians.
No, some of you didn't get that. I talked about Netanyahu and Trump. But it's if they get it right with God. Netanyahu, if you're listening, or any of your people listening, now that God has given you another opportunity, you better make sure that you get it right. Not only as it pertains to the land of Israel and the Middle East, but also Africa, specifically as God said. Same thing for you, Trump. You want to come back? Very easy. Are we together? Because God, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he founded it upon the seas and established upon the waters. So it is God who decides.
President Trump, how would you negotiate with Netanyahu and also Hamas in order to get the hostages out and prevent the killing of more innocent civilians in Gaza?
If I were president, it would have never started. If I were president, Russia would have never, ever, I know Putin very well, he would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone into Ukraine and killed millions of people when you add it up, far worse than people understand what's going on over there. But when she mentions about Israel, all of a sudden, she hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. She refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She wanted to go to the sorority party. She hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one. She hates Israel. At the same time, in her own way, she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel will be gone.
At this point, we can project Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States, winning what had been expected, of course, to be a razor-tight and historic race. And it has been just that. That projection coming to us from our CBS News